And we're on.
Hey guys, this is vlog number 9. I told you guys yesterday, or last time I made a video, that I was gonna have Tank on the show, so here he is.
Hi, I'm Tank9, and I'm very honored to be on Mr. Andrew 9's show. And this is vlog number 9. Glad to be on your vlog number 9.
Okay, now, you mentioned that you were kicking Cardigan's ass in Street Fighter. How'd that go for you?
Well, earlier I was talking about how we were playing Tekken 6, and Cardigan's very good at Tekken 6, and once we switched off to Street Fighter, it turns out he's not too good at Street Fighter, and I was able to win game after game, and it was no fun for him at all whatsoever. Right, Cardigan?
I hope you're not watching this, because if you are, I know you're gonna probably want a rematch with the Great One.
Ah, yes, the G.O., the big G.O.
Okay, and what was your response after like beating him? How did you feel? Did you feel excited? Did you feel?
Oh, after I felt like I've redeemed myself in some kind of way since I was on a losing streak at Tekken. But it wasn't long before I started catching up on all the moves, and it was more like a 2-to-1 ratio. I was losing every 2 games, but that's not as bad as losing 5 times in a row.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I noticed when you were fighting, you were more like, okay, he's gonna do this, what should I do now type thing.
Right. Part of fighting video games is that you need to read into your opponent's moves. You know, maybe he's doing some repetitive move over and over. You can watch it and learn and predict, and then, what's the word?
Memorize.
Well, predict, I guess. Predict.
Okay.
You can predict what your opponent's about to do next, and then take the appropriate action.
Yeah, I want to go over counterattacks with you. It's a topic that I've never used on the show. So how do you like if you guys were actually playing again? How would you counter his moves? Would you just go right in for it, or would you like step back and think of a strategy first? Because I know you love to strategize.
Well, usually when an opponent attacks, you can either just normally block, and right after the block is a perfect time to throw your own punches. Unless he's doing a combo, you can watch his combo and then try to maybe do a duck and sweep, and then afterwards you could maybe throw a super move, those charged up bars in Street Fighter. And so, are we still talking about Street Fighter?
Yeah, we are.
Tekken?
We are talking about Street Fighter and Tekken. I'll switch to Tekken in a minute.
Alright, yeah, that's my answer.
So, alright, now we're gonna go into Tekken. I mean, consider Tekken because you played it in the past. Do you like that more than Street Fighter, or would you put Street Fighter over Tekken?
I mean, they're both different games. I like them both, and I've played them. They're both games that have a long running. Both are long running series where they have Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and 4 and 5, whatnot, Marvel vs. Capcom. The list goes on. And for Tekken, it's, I think it's only been Tekken 1 through 6. And a lot has changed. I've stopped playing Tekken for a long time and came back, and I feel like Tekken 6 has brought some new looking graphics to the table, and they changed up a few things, but overall it feels the same, but a lot more different characters to choose from.
Now, are you more of a kicking style fighter, or are you more of a punching style fighter? Like, can you do more effect if you have like a kick taekwondo type fighter, or a more hand-on-hand?
Well, the answer is probably both. I tend to choose fighters that I feel have a better chance against the opponent. You know, sometimes I choose a faster kicking and punching kind of character, or sometimes I'll choose a a somewhat more balanced character that's a little bit slower, but their kicks and punches are more powerful. You know, for a person that's playing me with a very fast character, a lot of times I would probably just pick a more faster character to use.
If you are backed into a corner and you're like running real low on health, what would you end up doing? Would you like panic, or would you try to think it out?
If I was backed up in a corner, you either jump over if you have the opportunity, or you're gonna have to do in the sense, if you're playing Street Fighter, you can do an uppercut move that will knock them up in the air, and then you can combo them. But yeah, that's a very dangerous situation. You don't want to ever be backed up in a corner, because they can really do some damage to you by getting you stuck in a corner.
Yeah. Now I noticed when you and Cardigan were playing last weekend, he used more ducking techniques than you did, I guess, and did like uppercuts. Now you rely on uppercuts. What does he rely on?
Well, that's a really confusing question. He said he was doing a lot of duckings.
So I think he relies on like low kick combinations, and you rely on uppercuts. So what's more effective in his case?
Well, it seems like, to me, it didn't seem like he did a lot of ducking moves. It was in Tekken, he was doing a lot of combinations of punch kicks that were really fast, and I felt like when he was doing a lot of fast moves, ducking and punching him usually takes him out of the combo and makes him slow down and think, you know. And also, I tried to rely more on parrying and throwing. So if he were to throw a punch-kick combo, if I can get away with it, I would parry to the side, duck, and then throw him.
If you could and did have the time, would you consider playing Xbox again, like all the time or half the time?
Yeah, what Andrew is talking about is I gave up console gaming for a while, so I sold my Xbox 360 Elite, by the way, in order to make more videos and spend my time doing other things that I wanted to do. You know, I gave up my Xbox 360 and bought a camera and a new computer in order to make YouTube videos. And
so what I was just asking.
Would I ever get back to it? Probably not. I probably won't get back to console gaming until the next generation, which is probably like Xbox, whatever version, 720, whatever they call it. I'd love to try out the new next generations of consoles. Definitely. I don't think they'll ever get old.
Do you think that it'll be like that, or much more installed, like different colors, or what?
I think it's more safer for console makers to make consoles in silver or off-white or black color until they've sold enough, and then release more colors. It's not a DS we're looking at. These are built more for pro gamers or people who play games. It's not casual players, so it's probably going to be more muted looking colors.
All right, and you mentioned pro gamers. You mean there's a difference between the two? So, what's the difference between a pro gamer and a regular gamer?
Pro gamer obviously spends more time playing video games. They spend a lot of time playing. They love playing. It's what they do. They probably enter, competitions and do and probably get paid. That's what the pro stands for. You're a professional at it. The casual gamer is more like a person who
is more laid back.
Yeah, they probably play like Bomberman even on their console. Buy a $10 game and play Bomberman, and they'll probably be playing not so serious games. They don't get really much better at playing video games. They just play it for fun and turn it off. And maybe they even get on their computer and play some other games that on Facebook or something. But they don't get too serious about gaming because that's not what their life is about. They don't want to. They want to spend time doing something else.
Now, I remember you saying you used to have an Xbox, but getting back to that, when you were a gamer, would you be like this kind of like obsessive person, or would you be like playing it for fun?
I think I was really into video gaming, not too obsessive. I read magazines, read the ratings, and then I would buy the best games that I could afford. So I would just stick to a few games that are rated 90 and up because, budget-wise, I can't be spending my money trying every single game. And when I do want to try some other games, I usually just borrow them. But usually the people I borrow from are, people who really love gaming.
Right.
They don't want, they're really careful about their games being scratched, and borrowing it becomes a hassle. And
then it's like makes sense to just go out and buy the game. Have you ever like thought about doing that if you were?
I'm not too much of a guy that buys like too many games, like I was saying earlier. But if I do get to something I want to try out, I might just buy a used game, or even get to the point where I would sell my older games, slightly older games, and getting money to try a new game.
There's this new game that just came out. It's called Fist of North Star. If you were still a gamer, what would you think of that?
First, I would read about it, and secondly, if it sounds very interesting, then I'd probably check out some videos on YouTube to see if it's fun to play, see what else other people have to say, and then if it seems like something I'd be into, then I would try it out.
Do you think that your brother was a gamer growing up, or was it just you?
I felt like I played more video games than him, while he was more, focused on other things.
Example, like
hanging out with his friends, going out and doing other things.
So you were the more like, I'll just stay at home. I'll just stay at home and play.
He'd probably enjoy going out and play basketball and watching a game with the guys, and I'd rather stay in and be introverted.
Now, I know you play computer games besides StarCraft. What other games do you play?
I love StarCraft 2. I like the strategy in it. What other games? I like fighting games, racing games, especially simulations like Gran Turismo or what's the other game on the Xbox 360? But the other racing simulator that's really popular. And look at the time. We got to wrap it up. We have 10 seconds.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna cut that off here.
All right. Later, talk. See you next time. Bye.